This vlog is going to be a hot mess. Good morning everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. Today's video is the January vlog. So I took a break in December just with the move and getting stuff ready to go to Perth. So Rachel and I basically paid the removalist company to pick everything up from our house, all the furniture that we're taking to Perth, all the books, alas, that we're taking to Perth, everything. And we've sent it to Perth. So it's currently arrived in Perth. It's in a warehouse there now, and it will just sit there until we're ready, and we pay storage per quarter. And then once the house is built and we're on our way there, we just give them a date and they'll meet us at the house, which is great. Very convenient for us when we get over there to just be able to start straight away, because we're driving, so it's a 5 to 6 day drive. I think we're doing it in with the dog, so we're going to be fairly highly strung by the end of that drive, and just to be able to get cracking and get it sorted straight away is probably what we want. So like I said, took a break. Reading in December was shithouse. January reading has been slower than I anticipated, but we've moved. Move 1.0 has happened. We're in my parents' house now. There's not a lot of room for us here. Like, the room that we're in is quite big, to be honest, but it's a bedroom, it's a living room, and it's an office. So there's not a whole lot of space in there for us to be. And you'll see in my first couple of videos that I filmed in that room, I bulk filmed January. So all of that stuff was in the last house. And yeah, from February, all the videos in February are in like this little room, and it looks terrible. But luckily, I have a wonderful subscriber base, and y'all are just excellent and will stay here with me. Please don't leave, because my setup is shit. I'm still reading though. So I'm reading, but I'm reading slower this year. I wanted to really open my year up to people to ask me to review their books. And I've had quite a few come through, and like, I stacked my first quarter with buddy reads and the like. So I've had to basically tell all these people that I'm reviewing for that it will happen in quarter two. So quarter one is a lot of buddy reads, and then quarter two is a lot of review copies, which is awesome. It just means that I am kind of doing what I said I was going to do, in that giving myself how to know you're a dad without telling you you're dad. I'm not actually a parent, but it gives me that room to, you know, do some stuff for authors that might not have been on my radar before, which is awesome. And I've had a few people reach out, and I've got a few on my radar. As for what I'm reading right now, what I'm going to try and finish in this month is Storm Warden by Jenny Wirtz. So I actually haven't gone back to my buddy reader book of words. That's going to get pushed until February to finish off that last book. But Storm Warden was the buddy read. So Cycle of Fire book 1 was what we started in January, because it's still January of 2023. So this book is, I guess the main character would be On Scary, and he is a Storm Warden, the namesake of the book. So basically he can control storms and control weather, and there's also like these falcons that he has power over. He, with another sorcerer of sorts, had created this prison for some creatures, and he was betrayed. So he's now imprisoned himself with the frost wargs. It's chaos here. If you can hear the 3 dogs, it's because there are 3 dogs and they like to talk to each other in this house. So yes, he's now imprisoned himself, and he's sending out his geese, I think is how you pronounce it, which is his magic, to bring people to come and rescue him, and it has to be the heir of the person who betrayed him. So he's sending that out. It's a great adventure. I absolutely love Janny's writing style. I love her really subtle world building. Like, this world is quite big. I'm 200 pages in. It's a 440 page book, I think, and it's so subtle. The world building is so subtle, but so beautiful in a way that only Jenny Wirtz can create. And it's I love it. I just love her writing. I did try and start that one on audio, and I've discovered that Jenny's prose I cannot do on audio and retain, but having a much better time picking it up physically. The other thing I'm listening to at the moment is A Closed and Common Orbit. This is by Becky Chambers. This is book 2 of the Wayfarer series. This one picks up where the Long Way to a Small Angry Planet closed off, but we're following sort of a side character, and then what happened at the end of that book, because I don't want to give spoilers away if you haven't read it, is directly related to what we're doing here. And once again, the social commentary is excellent. I'm really enjoying it. I'm doing this one on audio this time, whereas I read the first one, and it's very easy to follow on audio for me as someone who struggles with fantasy on audio. I tend to pick up sci-fi a lot easier via audio, but Becky Chambers is very contemporary as well. Lots of good thematics in this one, so if you like a sort of contemporary thematic sci-fi, this series is going to be for you, but I'm having a good time. This is actually my February TBR, but I have 11 books on that TBR. I don't think I've read 11 books in a month forever, so just starting to get cracking on that. If I do finish Storm Warden in the next couple of days, it's the 27th at the time of filming, I'll be picking up Vevan Song, which is, again, something I was meant to read in January, but I just didn't get around to it, and that is an e-arc that I have from the author, who has kindly said that I can read it after the release date, but I'm hoping to sneak that one in at the beginning of February, if not the very end, at least start it at the very end of January. We do have a weekend coming up. It's Rachel's birthday coming up next week, so there's some birthday celebrations happening this weekend. But yeah, this vlog, I will do a room tour for you so you can see the space that we're working with if you want. There'll be lots of dogs because there's so many friggin' dogs in this house, and I'll show you a little bit of the area that we're now in, so the area that I grew up in. But yeah, that's it for this clip. I will see you in the next one. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Hello everyone, yes, I am in the same shirt as yesterday, but it has been washed, I promise. I just forgot to bring very many clothes to my parents' house. This is my bookshelf, you'll see it in the background. That's Rachel's foot over there. You want to wiggle your foot? That's for all the foot people that watch this channel. I don't think there's any out there. That's a joke. Everyone. It'll be alright. It is Saturday, I've read absolutely nothing, but we went out this morning, we had a look at some cars because we're going to sell our 2 cars and then go down to 1 for the drive to Perth, and then have 1 in Perth if we can manage it between the 2 people, with Rachel largely working at home and I do have to go into the office a few days a week. Then we had breakfast first, and then we went out to lunch with a friend who's getting married later this year, so we went to the wedding venue and had lunch at the wedding venue, and that was nice. And then we did some shopping, and we came back. So I expect to read a little bit more of Storm Warden tonight, but I do have to write a couple of reviews for Epic Indie and get them out of here pretty much ASAP. So I'm going to do that now, and yeah, I'll put in some B-roll footage of the stuff that we did today. I bought the most hideous shirt I've ever seen, and I can't wait to wear it in public. Hello everyone, happy Sunday. I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are. It is noisy here. I'm just gonna take these off. Yes, I wear glasses now. I went to the doctor, went to get an eye check a little while ago. I was getting some headaches, a lot of headaches, and my left eye was like shaking all the time. So I went to get my eye checked, and I've got astigmatism in the left eye, so my right eye tries to compensate for it, and now I wear glasses to read and to work on the computer, but I always forget to wear them and then just get headaches anyway. So I'm getting used to them. I've just been reading a little bit more of Storm Warden by Janny Wirtz. I am probably 2/3 of the way through now. I'm hoping to get to 100 pages to go by the end of the day, so I'm hoping to get another maybe 80 pages or so in tonight. But we're about to go and see Rachel's family. It's Rachel's birthday next week, so we're going to do Celebration 1.0 today, and they're on the other side of town. So we're going to go get some iced coffees, we're going to go on the drive across town, and then maybe have some lunch / early dinner and hang out with the kiddies and just spend the day over there. But yeah, there's not been a whole lot of reading updates in this here vlog. I have listened to another couple of hours of A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers, and really enjoying it. There's a lot of social commentary. I think Becky Chambers does that quite well, where she shows particular sides of humanity and things that humans have to go through from a sci-fi lens, and that's something quite special. There's no plot really, and there wasn't in the first book either. It's just basically slice of life. You're just experiencing life through somebody else's eyes, and in this case it's like an AI that's been turned into a kit or a bot kind of thing, and they're basically experiencing how to be human and learning a whole lot of stuff along the way. So there's a lot of conversations about humanity and emotions and anxiety and, you know, sexual acceptance and gender and things like that, and it's just queer stories from a queer author. It's really cool to experience, but it's not plot heavy, so don't go into the Wayfarer series thinking that it's going to be this all-out sci-fi. It's just really contemporary, but in like a space setting, and you've got some sci-fi elements there. I'm having a good time with it. Very easy to listen to, very easy to keep up with. I tend to listen to it while I'm doing other things, and it's just a nice, easy read to ease me into the February audiobooks, which will be The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan. That's it for this update. There might be some more B-roll footage depending on what happens today. A lot of B-roll footage in this vlog, but I will catch you in the next update, hopefully when I've finished Stormwater, but we'll see. You can probably hear some dogs panting in the background, but I thought I'd do a bit of an update. So as you can see, the setup here is a little bit weird. This bookshelf is like broken a couple of times because it's very old. So the dials that are in there have been really reworked to try and put any amount of weight on these shelves. This is from my grandparents' place, so when he passed away, there was a lot of stuff that was inherited by my grandma, and then when my grandma passed away later last year, a lot of the furniture came here. So there was a few accommodations that had to be made when we moved into the room in my parents' house, and that was that a lot of this furniture needed a place to stay. So it is very different. I don't really have a routine set up yet, so I'm not sure what videos or vlogs really look like in the future, but I will turn this camera around in a sec and show you just the shit show that we're working with. And look, it's not all that bad. It is a means to an end for us. We're here for about 7 months, maybe 8, depending on what happens with the build, but it is different, and it does mean that we need to make accommodations, but we're very grateful to have a place to stay, of course. I don't want to stop doing YouTube, so it just means that the setup looks a little bit weird. Videos might be a little bit more sporadic, but I will still be here. I'm still aiming for about 2 videos a week at this stage, but I think I've said it before that it's just a little bit up in the air. The one thing that I haven't really been able to work in at the moment is the reading sprints, because I am living, thank you Freddie, Freddie's paws is around the tripod of this camera and I'm just waiting for it to fall. Yeah, the reading sprints. So I can't really do set days because I'm also trying to get Rachel into the gym. She's led a fairly sedentary lifestyle and it is causing some health problems. So she is someone who needs a buddy, so I've offered to go at night, and I also work later now, and I was normally doing those reading sprints at night. So my priority is her and her health, so I'm going to be taking her a couple of nights a week, and I also have other, family obligations throughout the week. Like I go to a friend's house once a week and I cook for his children, and we also have a family dinner here, which is lovely. It's lovely to have those interactions and those connections, but it does mean that things like the reading sprints are pretty much going to happen ad hoc. I am hoping to, once a fortnight, do a writing sprint with the writers on the channel and chuck like a StreamYard link into Discord, have you come on and we'll write for a couple of hours in the weekend, just depending on who's available, but those will be open. I may do the same thing with reading sprints just for people over on the Discord. If you want to come in and have a chat, those links will be unlisted, but you're welcome to. Otherwise, the public reading sprints will be fairly ad hoc for whenever I get a chance to at the moment. It has been hard getting into a routine here. I've also got some stuff happening in my life which I won't talk too much about because we don't really know what's going on there yet, but I have found a lump in my chest and I went to the doctor and he has confirmed there is a lump there. I haven't been feeling great, not so much, like mentally I'm fine. It is what it is, and we're gonna get it checked out. It could be muscle things from top surgery, it could be muscle things from working out if I've pissed off a gland for some reason, but I have booked an ultrasound which will be happening this week. It would have happened by the time the vlog goes out. So there's that. I'm not allowed, or I'm not currently lifting weights, which is what I prefer to do at the gym. So at the moment I'm pretty limited to 30-minute cardio sessions, which takes me out of my routine, so everything's a little bit weird. I also don't walk the dog anymore because my parents get up and do it for me, so I'm like getting up and walking myself, which is fine. It's kind of nice to be looked after, but also weird as someone in your 30s to like now have dinner cooked for you. I finally got my mother to allow me to cook dinner once a week after a month, to be like, I can contribute. Also, I can buy groceries because I have an income. But it's been interesting. Have you ever, if you're someone who is over the age of 30 and you've had to live with your parents again at an age where you never thought you would, let me know your experiences down below, because it's not been bad. It's actually been kind of lovely to be back here, but also weird being parented again when you've like lived as an adult and had to do all the adult things. Sorry for disrupting you, Freddie. Anyway, I'm going to turn this camera around. You're going to see the mess of this room because it is not clean, and there's just stuff all over the bed. So directly behind you is the bed, and it is full of crap so that I can film. Let's have a look. There's Ari, there's Freddie. Alright, this is the room. This is what we're working with. That's Basil on the bed. So we come in, and it is quite a large room. I don't think this camera is really going to do it justice. But there's a little fridge there, which is backed up as my bedside table. The little box is just full of miscellaneous crap that we have, like cords. The emergency breakfast biscuits are on the top there because sometimes Rachel forgets to take breakfast to work, so she can just grab one and leave. This is the bed. We got a queen bed. It's currently got a dog on it. This is the dog's bed that lives there during the day because it has a place to go. We have Freddie. We got the bookcase. So this is basically the living room area. There's a lot of whiskey and cereal and a teddy in a weird position up there. So is Blue Ted. That was my grandma's old teddy, which we've inherited. So I was fortunate enough to, get a bookcase and be able to bring a whole bunch of books here for the next 7 months, which has been great. And then we essentially have our wardrobe. Don't worry, that thing isn't what you think it is. It's for delicates, I'm told, to be put in the washing. And then we have like the office area. It is very messy. Please forgive me. This is actually fairly clean for what it has been, to be completely honest. And then Rachel's like 4,000 things of deodorant that live over there, and the little air conditioning unit because it's Australia and this house does not have air conditioning and we would just perish. So this is what we're working with. That is the room tour. Here is a very hot puppy. Hello, Ari. Hello, puppy. Yeah, you're okay. I'll be putting the air conditioning on for these guys soon because it is quite warm. And Basil has been barking. Basil's been barking all morning. Yes. Good barking, Basil. Ari gets jealous when I pat Basil. It is hot. Australia, well, Brisbane, Queensland. I live in Brisbane. It's early. My brain's not awake yet. So we're in an extreme heat wave, or we're getting extreme heat for the next couple of days. It's really like, the temperature is probably anywhere between 32 and 36 degrees Celsius, but it's the humidity, which is sitting at like 80 to 90%. So it just feels like you're in a big steam room right now, and it's unpleasant. It's now just gone 7. I started walking the dog at 6:30 in the morning, and I'm already like just gross. Living without air conditioning at this time in Brisbane is not a thing you want to be doing. We bought a portable air conditioner for the bedroom just so that we had some sort of way to get through the summer. Anyway, it is the end of the vlog, so I'll give you a quick update. I did finish Storm Warden by Jenny Wirtz. It was awesome. Jenny has this way of utterly captivating the reader. Her prose gets you in like 2 to 3 pages, and it's just magic from start to finish. I have learned I cannot listen to it on audio because I will retain absolutely nothing, but reading it physically is beautiful, and it's such a lovely pros to experience. If you haven't read a Jenny Wirtz book yet, I highly recommend it. Just go in knowing that it is a little bit more dense than some of the traditionally published stuff. Not traditionally published. It's a little bit more dense than a lot of things out there, so you do need a little bit of brain work to go through with it. But if you've read things like Malazan before, you'll be absolutely fine. I'm gearing up to read her huge series at some point, maybe starting at the end of this year or the beginning of next year, and just doing a whole year-long readathon, but we'll see. So, excited to continue Cycle of Fire, and I got halfway through A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. I think it's the second book. Yeah, I'm 85% sure. Really good, very easy to listen to, contemporary sci-fi, not a lot of plot, very much just a character story, very much just we're sitting with characters as they go through life. We've got two characters here. We've got Pepper or Jane, as they were known in their previous life, and we get to see their backstory and what made them the person that they are. And we're also following an AI that was turned into a body kit, learning how to be human and going through. I'm on the main road, so sorry, and learning how to go through humanity and not being comfortable with it, and having those conversations around some of the, I guess, anxieties of humanity. So it's good. It's not as good as the first book, but I'm enjoying it, and I'll probably finish that one today. Actually, it's the second at the time of filming. Yesterday was Rachel's birthday, so I forgot to do my outro clip. But yes, that was the reading stuff. I'm hoping to do a writing sprint on the weekend. I think I'm gearing up to do a World Hoppers video on the weekend, so it'll be good. I hope everyone had an awesome January and you're going into February with bright eyes and bushy tails and whatnot, and I'll catch you in the next vlog.